The Cincinnati Art Museum recently curated a series of exhibits and happenings to bring Black artists together in conversation. The series culminated with a site-specific dance work by Dayton choreographer Countess V. Winfrey. Let's take a look.
The inspiration for the Black Future series was very much the artists who were featured in those exhibitions. So the 14 photographers who were the founding members of the Kamonge workshop, as well as the painter and curator and scholar David Driscoll. Everyone involved was not only an artist in their own right, but also really important figures in terms of mentoring other people who were coming up as artists, as well as having a really deep scholarly engagement with the history of Black art in the United States and abroad. All of those aspects of the artists that we were featuring were essentially our jumping off point for what we could do to bring those ideas to life in Cincinnati now. To think about what the past means to the present and what the future might look like if we're thinking about it through the lens of Black creativity.
One of the things that we imagined within the framework of the Black Futures series was that we wanted for the museum to directly support the creation of new work by a Black artist that would embody the messages that we were thinking through, but also that would be an opportunity for someone to think through their own practice and grow. And as we were talking about what that could look like, I knew that it should be dance. I have my own experiences working as a performer, as a choreographer, and so we wanted work that would be site-specific, that would be designed specifically to engage audiences in the art museum spaces, to take the audience on a journey, not to perform or illustrate a journey, but to really connect with the audience and draw them through the performance.
When I saw this proposal, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a dream, because I already have a relationship with loving museums and loving artwork, and I love dance. Obviously, that's what I do, and the fact that I could bring the two together was just like extraordinary to me. So I was like, oh, I'm about to just play. Like, this is just gonna be fun. 5, 6, 7, go, shoot. With site-specific work, choreographically, you have to think differently about how the audience is seeing the dance, how the dancers are dancing in the space, and how they interact with the space. And how do you make the maximum value of the dancing and the space so that it feels like there's a symbiotic relationship and not just that we're trying to create the stage outside. I thought about what this project was about, and it's about Black futures. And then when I thought about who I wanted to cast, I was like, well, the younger dancers, they are the future. So I thought that artistically, that they would bring a willingness and a freshness to this creative process that it really needed. And I'm so glad that I did, because I think that I could really see them grow throughout the process of working on this work. And so I'm glad that they dove in with me and we got to do this together.
Had it not been for those Black lives, beyond their flavors of soul food and style.
As I was thinking about this project, I knew I would probably want some spoken word in it. And I've been trying to work with Vinay for some years. And the things that I admire about her is her complete investment in whatever she's doing. If she's singing, acting, dancing, you know, writing, creating, whatever the thing may be, like, she's completely invested artistically. And so her maturity and experience really kind of brought so much treasure to this project in particular, because it just felt like she was talking to the audience, but also she was saying these things that felt like she was from the future. And so as we talked about creating this character for the show, she just like immediately could dive into what that was and was able to bring all the things that she brings as an artist in general to this project.
I sat down in one of the rehearsals the dancers had, and that I just was going. I was going. I think it was a groove, an unconscious spirit, an unconscious bond there that I felt, you know, watching Countess and them develop the 8 counts that they had. But that day it helped me put pen to paper. It was like liquid. It was so fluid. I feel like everybody can connect with the arts, and dance brings a lot to life, things that you never would think about. We just have to keep doing these types of performances so people can see that this isn't unusual. You know, art is art. There's no top on it, and the walls are getting knocked down every day.
I know it can be a little strange working with family, but it's been really lovely to embark on this journey with my brother Wesley Winfrey. He composed the music, and it's like we really gotten to put our artistic energies together in one sense. And I think because we do have such a good connection outside of our art, it just transferred into our art in a very seamless way. And so this museum project is actually the 4th project that we've done together.
When we started collaborating together for the first time, we automatically had this open sense of dialogue and this open line of communication, which is extremely helpful in the creative process. So I think we kind of had an advantage of growing up together. The idea was to give each section its own musical character, and we really wanted to play with historic facts as well as some creativity. We really want to show the gambit of the African American experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we showed that we were kings and queens pre-slavery, and that, you know, the ultimate goal is to get ourselves and to get the rest of the world to understand that we are still kings and queens, even through our present time and our past and our current struggles. So that was just like a little musical nod to this full circle. I really hope the audience was able to listen to the music and then have their emotions solidified by the music. So you're seeing this powerful choreography, and hopefully it's just supporting what you're seeing in front of you.
There is nothing like being able to work with people who are down for your vision. That is a dream. And having everybody just on board with trying to make it happen, even the Cincinnati Art Museum, everything I wanted to see happen, the museum was able to make it happen, and they were very artistically accommodating. And so for everybody to be on board for something that feels like a very, you know, vulnerable thing to do, which is to put your voice out there, is like, I couldn't ask for anything different. But it was really a great experience to be able to be in the museum.